What's up everybody, Kinetic here, and welcome to Life is Feudal. This is one of the most hardcore games. I really can't stress that enough. This is one of the most hardcore MMOs I have played in years. I haven't felt this lost and vulnerable since Final Fantasy XI way back in the day. Before we get into what Life is Feudal is about and how to survive your first day here, I want to thank Big Box for sponsoring this video. They've worked really hard and they've been really patient to get this game in the best working condition that it can be for its current early access. For more information beyond what you'll see here in this video, definitely check the link down in the description of the video. If you are looking for, like I said, a hardcore experience, if you are tired of theme park MMOs, Life is Feudal just may be the place where you want to stake your claim. In many ways, Life is Feudal reminds me of that feeling when you first jump into an Elder Scrolls game. And visually, it kind of reminds me of Skyrim as well. You're weak, you're vulnerable, you got barely anything on you, and you've got to go out there and you've got to scavenge for materials, you've got to get yourself well equipped so that way you can survive the trials ahead. But unlike an Elder Scrolls game, this isn't a story-based or quest-based kind of game. It's more actually a Minecraft-style game where you go out there and you collect materials and then you build and you dig and you change the lay of the land and you make some grounds your home and build as big and as complicated or as simple as you want. It's a persistent world with weather effects, all kinds of realistic damage mechanics, particularly around combat. You got a physics-based system, not tab targeting or anything like that. And so these things need to be considered whether you're farming the land or whether you're battling to overtake a kingdom. Life is Feudal has a depth to it that I think definitely the hardcore crowd can appreciate. But before we get to this, we're gonna have to start here on Newbie Island. It's what it's literally called if you look in the top left. I'm not just being mean or anything. So, the first thing you're gonna want to do is follow that bright beacon over there. That is gonna lead you to the very first civilization where we can start to take our baby steps towards survival here on Newbie Island. We got an NPC to talk to. Hey, what's up there, buddy? Absolutely nothing. Greetings. Ah, another one. Go to the village. Yet this is not Abella. Not Abella. What? Sure looks like being an island and all. See the world tree around? Something tall over there. A pillar of light rising to heaven? To hell with your jokes. Well then, I'll get going. Alright, so that gives us the start to get to the village. If we click on the eye, a single road runs along the shore to the village. Indeed. Alright, so being that this is early access, you can expect to probably find some bugs, experience some lag, maybe even a disconnect or two or something like that. Now, when we get here to the village, unfortunately, nobody really wants to talk to us, because we need to first speak with the village elder, the leader of sorts. So there's a bit of lag right there. And once we have sort of his blessing, his okay, then we'll be able to start talking to NPCs, get a better idea of what we're doing here, what we can do, take some quests and stuff like that. Here we go. Village elder. Another one. Hey, that sounds familiar. What might I do for you? I have been cast by the waves onto the shores of this wilderness. Thus I seek the elder. Are you he? I am called Solev the Listener, and I am the elder here. Now, tell me, son, why are you here, and who are you? From whence have the gods brought you? Hold nothing back, for the gods see all. Tell all. I must know all about you. And so must the gods. Speak, for I listen, and determine what sort of vegetable you be. Vegetable? We are humans, or are you not aware? So I see, 2 arms, 2 legs, even a head on your shoulders, and yet I see no seal, no mark. Which of the gods do you follow? Svefni, the sleeper. May he never wake. May he never wake. May his sleep be eternal. May he reside in the cold darkness. And may your pronunciation get better of his name. Yes? I say so. And I was cast upon the shores by the waves. Thus it is. Who I am, who I was, I remembered nothing more of that. That, I believe... Yes? I only recall that I dreamed of arriving at Abella. Yes, yes. Does this all seem strange to you? Indeed, when I first came to these shores, I was likewise astonished, but not astounded. Nor hold unneeded thoughts in your mind, or you will become like our gravedigger. We are all here, in the will of the gods, as are all. Yes? Indeed, indeed. Nobody in these parts wants to talk to me. Say, I might be... Gloomberg? Gloomdung? Indeed, they are right to not wish to. The waves bring all sorts to our cursed shores. Perhaps you are human. Or mayhap you are but a pretender. Or even a bastard heretic, which some prove themselves to be. Yes, yes. We always have a free rope for such invaders. Yes? Yes, and a sharp stake, of course. Bear no ill will towards the people of this village. They have endured much. Now, they shall speak with you. Thank you. Farewell. Yes, your servant hears and obeys. If you wish to return here quickly, I grant to you this secret word to do so. Once again, thank you, Elder. I'm sorry, a lot of these names I'm just not even going to be able to come close to pronouncing correctly, so I'm going to skip to their title. Anyway, so, there we go. Now, to do what this new quest is telling us, the homecoming and bind to the longhouse, it's not really obvious, but it's actually really simple. Just right-click, for example, here on the entrance and bind to longhouse. And now, if we use our... where is it? Pray for homecoming, then it will bring us here to the longhouse from wherever we are. Alright, so, yeah, as the Elder mentioned, now everybody is willing to speak with us, so one of the first things I think I want to do is I'm going to go down here, and I'm going to show you guys where you can start to get some food, because one of the more hardcore aspects of this game is the fact that you will slowly starve to death. As you can see down here in the bottom left, I'm at 92 of 100, and that's going to continuously go down and down and down until I'm 6 feet under. That is, of course, if anybody has the goodwill to even bury me in the first place. It might just let me rot. Before we get to that part, you want to probably start by talking here to Karagast. And I'm not going to read everybody and do the whole RP with everybody. I have spoken with the Elder. What do you want? I wish to make myself a garden. You may take some from my garden, but tread not on the plants. Yes, thank you. Alright, so, garden. Where is it? How do we get to it? Basically, if you just walk straight out here, and then follow this to the right, you'll start to see what look like organized collections of plants. Alright, so from where you can see that smoke coming off the chimney, that's where our quest giver was, and here we are in the garden patch. But before we can start collecting veggies, we need to start collecting some materials to make tools. You can start doing that very simply by clicking on nearby trees, like this hazel tree for example. Right click and go to gather branch. Gonna need a branch for basic tools. Let's see, if we look into our inventory by pressing I, that also reminds me, you'll start with a basic tunic. Might want to put that on. There we go, we're a little bit more equipped now. We've also got some bread, might as well eat that. Gives ourselves probably a few points here, not a lot. Okay, we're up to 99, not bad. Alright, so I've also got 3 branches, but we need more than that. We need flintstones. Where do we get flintstones from? Up in the mountains. There's a, what is that? Is that a moose? Well, look at this. On my way to the mountain. There seems to be a, is that a deer? Is that a moose? What is that? It's making a really funny noise. Maybe it's in heat. I don't know. There's absolutely nothing I can do with that. That's for sure. Even if I... Whoa, whoa, whoa. Easy there, buddy. These things can also be aggressive. And they will kill you. Alright, we're cool. Even if I had like a, let's say an axe or whatever that I would normally use for cutting trees or a skinning knife, it would take me quite a long time to bring that big bastard down. That is for sure. Alright, so here we are. Stones are going to be found, for example, over here in the mountains. All we need to do is get here to the rocky section. Check this out. Somebody actually dug a, looks like a little bit of a tunnel here into the mountain. This is what I mean by terraforming, and then also why this game kind of reminds me of Minecraft a bit. Can dig if we had the right tools, but we don't. That's why we're here. So get to a little rocky section and click on search for materials. It takes a little bit of time, but what will happen, and this also works in like grassy land areas and stuff like that, you might be looking for wild vegetables or something like that. It will search within a kind of a certain distance from your character, around the character. Boom, you see that? Look at all these things popping up. So now this stuff is for us together. Wow, these plant fibers are really easy to see here in the mountains, aren't they? They can be actually really tricky to see when you're out there in the grassy area, because they almost look like everything else there. So we need some plant fibers as well. Might as well grab all of these. And let's see, there's a couple more up there. I want to go ahead and grab some of the flintstones. And we can also pick up some sling ammo as well here. Somewhere, which we can use to like maybe hunt rabbits or something like that. Something simple. There we go, some sling ammo. I also noticed we got some bags on the ground here. Maybe let's take a look inside. There might already be. Oh, look at that! There's already some leftover materials that somebody decided that they didn't need. By the way, this again being Newbie Island and kind of the tutorial area, if you will, before you get to the mainlands, don't worry too much about building a lot of stuff here or collecting a lot of stuff. I know that I myself, the first thing I wanted to do was just collect as many materials as I possibly could and hoard up a bunch of tools and stuff like that and get myself ready for the mainland. Well, unfortunately, when you transfer from Newbie Island, you don't actually bring anything with you. This really is just a tutorial area to get to understand how the game works, how to, you know, again, do things like basic tool building, cooking, fishing. You can go ahead and do as much as you want, build as big as you want, or whatever. You could, hell, you can make Newbie Island your home if you really want to. But if you want to go to Abella, the mainland, you leave all this behind. Alright, so now that we got ourselves some materials, we'll go ahead and click on the hammer and anvil. That's going to bring up our crafting menu. And we can start by doing things like crafting ourselves a sickle. You can produce one or mass produce. Takes one flintstone, one branch, and one plant fiber. So we've got plenty of fibers and stones, I think, for all of the basic tools that we'll need. I'll go ahead and make a fishing pole, because we'll do the fishing quest here pretty soon. And then I think also I want to make myself a saw, which we actually need more branches for. No biggie. I think our moose and heat is nearby somewhere over there. Trying to find the right tree here. Oh, here we go. Gather branch. I think we need 2 more of these, right? I believe that's what it said. Right click again. Branch. You can actually set this to like infinite collect. Same thing with fishing. You don't have to cast a line every single time you want to try and catch a fish. You can set it to infinite, and then it'll just keep doing it until either you can't carry anymore, your tool breaks or something like that. Birch, gather branch. Let's see, yeah, this will be branch number 3. Okay, cool. So now we got 3. Let's go down to saw. The reason why I want to get a saw is because I want to be able to cut some of these logs that are laying around here, left over by other players on the ground. And what we can do then, I want to cut out some billets that we can use for our campfire, but we're not going to be able to do anything though until we actually equip stuff. So open up our inventory with I, press P for our character, grab our saw, and just like before with the tunic, drop it right there on that slot. Do the same thing here with the sickle. Alright, cool. So now we got that, right click and saw out a billet. Alright, so it just ran back from the mountain over here to the garden area. And we're gonna go ahead and gather some of these carrots using our shovel. There we go, 5 carrots, sweet. So why do I point this out? Because it's one of the most reliable sources of food while you're here on Newbie Island. Fishing can take a while, and you may have some really bad luck with trying to pull up fish. And the fish also need a camp to be cooked at and stuff like that, whereas just like this, you can pull up some carrots and go ahead and eat them. You can actually search for things in the wild as well. You don't necessarily need a garden to find food. If you're in the right area and you right click on the ground, you can search for edibles. Let's see if I can find maybe a patch of wild grass or something like that that will give me that option. Right about here maybe? Not quite, but it's exactly as I said. You'll just right click on certain areas and it will say search for edibles, and then you may find some mushrooms, which I believe you can't eat raw. You have to use them in cooking. You might find some wild berries though. Berries can be eaten straight from the bushes that you pluck them from. Also, edible roots can be found. And it's a pretty decent source of food. I would say better than that though is fishing and cooking over your own campfire. But here on Newbie Island, that is what I would say is the quickest, most reliable way to get some food is from the gardens with a shovel. One other source of food is right next to the guy who owns the gardens. This lady here, a one-time gift, she will give you some food. There we go, you received wild soup. Just off down the path from her, we've got the blacksmith, and also I believe he's the woodcrafter or something like that. He'll teach you how to make storage boxes and other things. And then off in the distance over here is my good man the fisher, and we're gonna go ahead and take his quest because I want to show you guys real quick what fishing is like, a little bit of how the questing works here through him. Hunter notices you, examines you intently from head to toe. Have you spoken to our elder? We have spoken. Do you have work for me? And he's going to start giving you the basics on fishing. Fishing rods, we've already covered that. Just got to collect a branch, and I believe plant fibers is all you need. Branch and plant fibers. Let me double check. Make sure I'm not talking out of my ass here. Yeah, branch, plant fibers. That's all you need. Really easy stuff to get. So then all you gotta do is come out here to the water, right click, and select fish. If you want to activate your cursor, by the way, also, because your mouse is going to be locked to turning your character, press tab, and then you can open and close and click on things very simply like that. So this may take a while, but the results are worth it because this is one of the best early sources of food until you can get into later game when you've got your own land, you've got your own garden built up and stuff like that. Alright, we got fish. We're gonna go ahead and run back over to the quest giver, hand over the fish, and that's gonna wrap it up. Pretty straightforward. Oh, cool. Looks like somebody built a hut out here. I wonder if anybody's home. Let's have a look, shall we? So this is one of the most basic structures you could possibly have. As far as having a building of your own goes. It looks like he might actually... She just might be using it as a storage. Yeah, it looks like there's some boxes in there. There's also some bags over here. Let's have a look. A bunch of cooking bowls. There's another tonic. Well, we don't need any of that stuff, but that's pretty interesting. Not bad, not bad. Also noticed that there was a bonfire set up here. It's not lit, but we should be able to use it. And we should be able to get it started thanks to the billets that I cut out before. Here we go. Drop that in there. Light on. And fire! I have fire! Alright, so now that we got ourselves a bonfire going, we can right click and hit prepare food. This is going to bring up a list of current known recipes. And we could also use blueprints if we have any blueprints. So let's see, bacon. Bacon sounds amazing. Beef steak, broiled chicken. Unfortunately, we can't do anything with that. If we did have some eggs, which we could have gotten, I think, back at the village. Potatoes, cabbages from that guy's garden we could use here to make stew as well. Right now, we're limited to codfish and herring. So let's go ahead and we'll click on that. So there, it takes one branch, one herring, and produce. There we go. Fried herring. We'll go ahead and do that with the codfish as well. Excellent. Alright. Cooking complete. So now if we go to our inventory, check that out. We've got 8 plates of fried codfish. That is awesome. We've got 1 fried herring. We'll go ahead and eat one of these. And let's see how much that fills us up. We're at 71 currently. That puts us at 75, not bad. We did get a lot of them, so altogether that would add up to probably quite a lot. Depending on the fish that you cook, depending on the recipe, the complexity of the ingredients may be required for the dish, you'll get varying degrees of restoration depending on the dish. It all really depends on the ingredients. I've found consistently fish has been very good at giving me back my energy. I think I hear something, guys. Hang on a second. You hear that squeaky noise? There's something here. Hang on a second. There's definitely something here. Look for tracks of peaceful animals. Searching, searching, searching. Failed to find any tracks. Maybe that's because we're so close already that we aren't going to find any obvious tracks. Let's take a look around. Might be a rabbit? I think that's what that sound is. If we can catch it off guard, wherever it is, it's very difficult to see. We might have a chance at getting ourselves some rabbit. It's running. I can hear it. It's on to us. Follow the sound. Ah, I see it. It's just ahead of us. You guys see it there? You can run, but you cannot hide. I will find you. I will catch you. And I will remove your head. Where are you? Oh, now you're in real big trouble now. Oh, we did it. The deed is done. It trapped itself here at the water. This is the perfect place to lead an animal if you're trying to catch it. Instrument. Right, so we actually need... Hang on a second. Do I not have one? Well, we'll go ahead and make one. I thought for sure I had a primitive knife. It's not hidden in here somewhere? No, I guess not. Alright, well, go ahead and produce ourselves a knife that we can use for skinning So yeah, rabbits, deer, boars, they can all be tracked with the function that I showed you guys earlier, the track peaceful animals thing. And then once you do that, it should lead you... wrong slot. It should lead you to where one exists, and then the fun begins. Trying to chase it down, trying to maybe trap it here at the water's edge or something like that to bring it down. But it's worth it, man. Like, the deers will give you a ridiculous amount of meat, game meat that you can use for cooking, like we just did on the bonfire. Also going to give you some bones, crafting material. Let's see, what else we got? We got a little bit of fur as well. The deer will give you a huge piece of fur. It's enormous. Alright guys, that's basically going to do it for How to Survive here in Life is Feudal, the MMO, available in early access right now on Steam. This is one of the most hardcore games, man. It really does take some patience, but if you're looking, like I said, for something different out there, something that isn't constantly holding your hand, something that will give you a sense of achievement when you've completed something, this game will be for you then, probably. And then take everything that I just said as far as how to gather materials, create tools, the crafting and stuff like that, and you've basically got the foundations for how to do everything here as far as building, searching for materials goes, and to do anything you want, be it make a huge garden or build a castle or something like that. Thanks for watching this video, guys. Remember, I do this just about each and every week, a new first impressions video of some game. It may be a hardcore game like this, it may be a super casual mobile game, you never know. But until then, I want to know what you guys think down in the comments section below. Click the like button to support First Look videos on the channel, and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the next video. Thanks again for watching. This is Kinetic, and I'll see you next time.